Hey everybody, Majin here, back with episode 26 of the Raid Shadow Legend Progress series. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing a little bit of spider farming alongside a little bit of champ training while I'm at it. Trying to get a lot of this low level food leveled up before we can really get the farming. Need to do a good bit of grinding today, which obviously I'll save that for off camera. Just starting this recording while I was doing this last run for now. And we'll take a look at what's going on currently. Alright, there we go. Sell these. Managed to get one sacred shard from CV. We also got another sacred shard from the monthly quests. Get that done. So more gems and energy to get from there. We managed to finish up our advance, and that's reset now. In terms of XP boost, so good. We got champ training we got to finish today, and dungeon divers. Excuse me, that we have to finish. Shouldn't be an issue. We still got to do a bunch of spider farming. Champ training is the one that's gonna, take a little bit more time, but once again, shouldn't be a problem. Just got to get on top of that. So spider, you hardly started because we've just been leveling up 1-stars. In terms of that, not too many 1-stars left. We got to push some levels into. We did actually win our last siege. I think it's still here. I wasn't able to show the stronghold, but we did win. We got the chest. If you haven't already noticed, I've got a new avatar frame, or excuse me, a new avatar. Pretty cool. Stockpile of soul stones, still pretty decent. In terms of champion chase, I'm just gonna stop at the epic fragments. Even though I would like these aren't the fact that they aren't guaranteed automatically just takes that off the board for me, because it's a hefty sum of points commit to with the collab, or I say it's a collab, but it's not a technically it's a collab because these champions will be permanently in the game after this event is all over. So I just want to save as many shards as I can, just in case they do a special summoning event. So yeah, we're pretty down on points in tag team arena. Haven't really hopped in here, but we gotta make sure we get some of these wins today. Push our points back up. Still have 3 days on energy here. Grab the extra shard. Too bad. Curse City. We are having a bit of issue here in terms of fight Amius. I think our best shot is kind of Ninja, but we tried to switch up his build, but it didn't really work out. The main reason is that I can't keep him alive. It will probably take more regearing. I'll maybe have to build Ninja just really high HP defense, make sure he has enough accuracy. Because right now I only swapped a few pieces just to make him work, and it just wasn't really working because he was just dying too often. The boss constantly crits. It's really annoying. I kind of wish wasn't so many factors to this boss, but it is what it is. Maybe we'll be able to get it. I'll give it another shot once we get the free reset day, or days, which I think isn't too far off, I believe. Still waiting on the Doom Tower reset. We did have the Chimera reset. I think we had 3rd place. I think we sniped 3rd place last time. We got some gemstones, but I don't think it was anything special. We did do our relic crafting already. I think we got 2 good ones, I believe, which is the Scroll of Unseen, which Granted, I would like to use it on my ninja. There's not much value to using it on my ninja because he already has the Aresi, which is like which works like Nature's Wrath, and it's just better rather than this one that it needs to gradually build up. Like this one can work at rank 2 and it'll be perfectly fine because he'll build up the stacks pretty fast regardless. But this one you want a higher ranking so it doesn't take as many turns because it's up until that champion takes a turn, and we're not obviously not don't want to be building our champions too slow. Aside from like very specific content, but even like most in-game content, you're not building champions that slow usually. Not if you want a speed team, that is. And for a setup like that, we placing perfect veil or they're self-placing perfect veil or whatever. So pretty much just been working on that. In terms of event dungeon, we did manage to make our way to stage 30 here. We are having a bit of an issue in terms of damage with our seer. You have seen that I did put a relic on there to try to get more crit damage, but we're still falling just a bit short. Like initially I was gonna run R-Tac here and like have him like HP burn through it. It wasn't really working out because we didn't have enough buffs to kill the Kaja. So we ate here to get like some extra buffs for Seer, but she just eats the damage. And then she gets heals from this and turn meter boosts. We do have Lydia to lock her out, but yeah. I guess maybe like I have the option. Well, no, because I wouldn't be able to. I was gonna say maybe I have the option if I build my Seer slower, then have and then maybe make it so Mithrala would take 2 turns before Seer takes the one, but we wouldn't have enough time before Kaja takes her turn. I mean, she would burn a revive probably, and Lydia would take the extra turn. So, because I think definitely if we have Hex, like Kaja would never survive. But now we are in this situation where she survived with a ton of HP, and then eventually she's gonna hit the res plus the cleanse. It's pretty annoying. Yeah, not gonna win this because we don't have enough damage to take her out anymore. So yeah, definitely need a better solution there. Because even and before the first thing I tried with Geomancer, which kind of worked on some of the earlier stages because we were able to nuke the Kaja, but on this one we're just not able to do it. We have 3-star Crushing Rin. There was an opportunity there was like a couple opportunities in the past I could have got a 4-star Crushing Rin, which does that even make a difference for her? Or no, it would need to be 5-star. I mean, it would have been extra 30 crit damage still, but we're still falling short here. And I'm trying to think if there's anything that can really make a difference in terms of relics. Which I don't think so, aside from the extra crit damage. And we have this one. Doesn't really change much, but just added it just because. Oh wait, we have that one on with extra speeds. I think the first one is attack anyways, not crit damage. It's defense percentage. Yeah. So that's pretty much what we're stuck at with here. It's kind of like RNG on Lydia placing protected speed buffs because even if we lose the strengthen, we'll get strengthened from Thrala. But we need this extra speed buffs, or we just don't have enough buffs. And even if we have a champion and a shield set, which I tried, but obviously I overlooked the part where it counted for actually, if I use bolster set, that would solve the problem. But like if I bolster set Geomancer, it would probably have to be my second one because I don't have enough speed on my first Geomancer. But if I bolster set Geomancer, then I would definitely have enough buffs. That could be something that works, and then I maybe rely on the Thrala to solo. I would need the Rebuilder and Regen, however. Actually, she's already out of the vault. So like, instead of using Stone Skin, I have to use Regen set. But in terms of regeneration pieces, we're already kind of strapped thin. I mean, like extremely strapped thin. And most of these are pieces I probably should just sell off anyways, unless this rolls like speed and HP. I shouldn't even be rolling gear. I've already spent like about 5 more mils silver than I needed to, just like randomly rolling stuff that I probably could have just saved, like that one. I don't really need DPS pieces for this set. Need like survivability, stuff like that. But yeah, because like I think Mathrala on her own, she can definitely solo the boss if she just has just a little bit of sustain, because she can be pretty tanky, and because of her accuracy, she have enough resistance. She has the strengthen, shield buff. She puts up a increased defense. She just needs a little bit of healing to tank the one hit she gets when her shield isn't up, and she'd be fine. But yeah, I think a bolster set would be the solution for there. Alright, before we move on, however, or we are gonna move on over to the void account real quick. Give me a moment. Here we are back on the void account. Oops. A little laggy. In terms of what we got, gonna be showcasing the new clan boss team we built based on the more recent Santa Homies comp that Jedi created, or made a video on, him and his team created. Not too sure on all the specific details, but I followed through his video. Decided to see if I could recreate this team and make use of it. Got Lady Noelle here at 274. Speed set, 2 pieces of pinpoint, which is equivalent to a righteous set, I believe. Need to double check that. Yeah. Got Sir Nicholas, 177, no speed sets, and in terms of masteries, there's no masteries, no lower steel or anything. Diana, which was our DPS, Cyclo Magic. Since she's like flexible in that case. She has 1 or 2 pinpoint or 1 righteous set at 176. Demitha is our buff extender. She has 2 speed sets, 1 righteous set. Essentially, no lower steel, as mentioned before. And lastly, since this is a void only account, we don't have any other 3-turn we don't have any 3-turn black debuffers. So in this case, we have Fnatic, and we didn't book his A3, so he runs on a 5-turn cooldown, which will allow us to, if we prioritize his A2, which it will allow us to sync up this. I don't have a clan boss key. We'll be back. Oops. Alrighty guys, here we are back. Got a clan boss key. One caveat with this team is I currently need to do more spirit test runs. I was able to get a successful Spirit run on Ultra Nightmare, but I still, want to do more testing to make sure it's consistent because there was one slight change I've made since then. One thing of note, I haven't been able to get it to work properly according to the speed tune for Nightmare and Brutal, unfortunately. Brutal, I'm able to just kind of brute force it because the requirements for top chest is a bit lower, so it's kind of able to do that there. And after doing some more Ultra Nightmare keys, I know at least for Void Affinity and other affinities, I'm pretty squared away. I haven't had any issues with running the team. It's just Spirit Affinity that I wanted to do more testing on, so I just thought, I'll make a video on it since I'm more competent in the current team. So I was like, it's not for other people to follow per se, because like I said, there's still like some weird caveats with this team. Like I'm not sure, even though if it shows properly in the calculator, even on a non-Spirit Affinity clan boss, it falls out of sync. It's like the champions decide whether they're gonna just take their turn or they're just not gonna take it. It's really I don't understand it all too well. My assumption is that it has something to do with what's the name? The speed sets, like the various sets affecting their speed. Potentially, I'm not too sure. I could be wrong, but yeah. I already did my. Let's skip past it right here. I already did my 2 keys for today, so I'll try to end this run before it's over. In this particular case, I can run this pretty much on auto because we don't need the cleanse Spirit Affinity. One moment. Sorry, thought I had sneeze. I think we're good. Yeah, let's just run it on full auto, just like how it's supposed to. It's, literally follows the exact same tune. I'll show everything in the Dead with Jedi calculator after I show the entire run. Optionally, since we're not running block debuffs, I can set up Fnatic if I manual the first couple turns to cleanse the debuff occasionally on Diana, because in the calculator, or I guess it's to say in the speed tune, before the first AoE, it swaps between Diana taking a turn first or Sir Nicholas. So if on a rotation where Sir Nicholas takes a turn, Fnatic goes right after and will cleanse his stun off of Diana. So we are able to squeeze a bit more damage out of the team on non-Spirit Affinity. And then the plan is for on Spirit Affinity, we have Fnatic he would take the second turn always after the second AoE, and he would cleanse the speed debuff. But the thing is, like, at least aside from Ultra Nightmare and other difficulties, even without the Spirit Affinity speed debuff, I've been having issues with the speed tune. So I've already done like a bunch of swapping of the speeds. Like, I think my initial speed I used 283, or was it like a 284 Demyth, I believe, and then I used 274 for Lady Noelle, or is it 273 that's lowest? I'm not 100% showing that. I believe 274, yes, 274 is the lowest. I used the 2 highest speed ranges for these 2 champions. And I think that was able to work on the lower affinities when I was doing like premature testing, where I would do like the first 10, 12 turns, because I didn't fully have Sir Nicholas booked at that time. And then now that I switched to my current speed rangers that I showed earlier, I've been having issues running them on the difficulties. I did have, I think, one weird time where I ran it, because I used to have Diana at 175 speed, 2 speed lower, because I was like, maybe that'll solve my issue for Spirit Affinity, but it instead made the run not work, so I had to keep her at 176, 1 speed below Sir Nicholas, and that seemed to somehow, now that's been pretty consistent. I just recently finished getting the last tier 6 masteries on Fnatic. Still pretty nice that I'm able to 2 key with this team. Before it was like a 3 key, And if it was Spirit Affinity, it would need to be a 5 key. 4 key if I was able to get an early key in on Void Affinity with the old team. And you know that was with me having a manual every now and then with that team, which really sucked. So now, yeah, this going. But yeah, pretty much gonna let this sit here, go through the whole run. Maybe see if I'll be able to fast forward this during the video, or maybe I'll just let it play out, just to showcase the whole thing, the entire run. See, there's no time where it's at risk. I don't believe I missed any masteries, but pretty much if I guess I probably won't go back, but everybody but Diana has steadfast masteries, just so she's the one that takes the stun, no matter how much buffs each of the other champions have. There's no increased defense or anything like that. That would also affect the stun targeting. Initially, I was thinking like, what if I could do like some weird thing where I have Sir Nicholas without steadfast mastery, so like they would like alternate taking the stuns depending on how many buffs they had on them at the time. But then I was like, that might might not work exactly like how I wanted it to. So I kind of just left it as is, so we have no issues. DPS take the stun no matter what might accidentally go wrong, as long as everybody else still stays in sync. The run should be completely fine. Still stuff to improve in terms of gear and gear. So, excuse me, Lady Noel isn't fully crit capped. Fnatic, I believe. Actually, I think he might be crit capped. I know that Demetas definitely isn't crit capped because I have her built with like decent HP and defense with resistance because I use her in some PvE content. So I didn't go all out with her on damage. She's not like a huge damage dealer anyways, so kind of fine. She's really just there to drop the decreased defense and be our buff extender. We optionally could have used our God Seeker, but decided not to because we're gonna use her for Sand Devil. Maybe some other content as well, but mainly that's the main use. I did try her out in the team to see if that would fix my issue with running this on Nightmare and Brutal. Like maybe I'm like tinfoil hatting that that's the reason why even with the proper speed tune that it's still not the skills are still like not lining up correctly, or the champions are just falling out of order. If you notice, or if you tested it yourself and maybe been having issues, like in a calculator, even though it says that the clan boss should have higher turn meter at this point in time, it currently doesn't, or it in reality actually doesn't. I'm not too sure why that's been an issue. I've been wondering if it's like some weird thing with Lady Noel's passive where it's like activated for some reason when it shouldn't be. Because I think her passive reads like enemies that are under freeze debuffs are 10% slower or less speed. It reads something similar to that, and I wonder if that's somehow activating on clan boss. Because while I was doing the test runs, the percentage of turn meter that the clan boss should have been at when things went out of sync, it just definitely wasn't at. Like I think, for example, there was a point in time where it said the clan boss should have been at 112 turn meter, while a champion was like at 95. So like the clan boss should immediately took a turn. But when reality, when you look at the meter up here, it looks more like it was at like 90-95% of what it should have been. Which which means that it's gonna go for a little bit longer, and my champion ends up taking a turn when they're not supposed to, and that causes it to put up buffs or use skills when they shouldn't be. But yeah, right now on auto, it would cleanse whatever debuff that the clan boss puts up. In this case, since it's a force affinity, gets rid of decreased attack. Magic get rid of the decreased accuracy. Spirit, if everything's all smooth, it should get rid of the decreased speed. Me having the Mytha and high resistance might make it a bit awkward for that, but I was still, like I said, I was still able to get a successful 2 runs even with that issue. But that was like with slightly different speeds. This is like now the current builds are like, or current speeds are now like my solidified. This has been working for me multiple times in a row. Pretty good damage numbers too. I guess I can actually let this key finish. I don't need the extra damage. Obviously, you've seen I already had the 2 keys, but I'll just let this key finish out just so I can show like all the damage between all the champions. I'll get more keys before reset anyhow, so it's fine. Still, can't do Nightmare because of those issues. It'll take like maybe 2, maybe even 3 keys because team felt pretty early. I did have one run where they somehow made it to it was like up to 21 mil damage. I'm not exactly sure what turn it was on, but it definitely would have been pretty good. Even before that, like I think with my initial speeds, I don't remember exact speeds. Like I was like changing around stuff quite a bit. Like I had like silver. I was like I'm gonna keep changing stuff around. I had like a 39 mil point like 13 key or something close to that, and it was just like it was slightly under the 1 key range. And now I'm just like having an issue where I just can't run the team at all because it breaks pretty early on. That's why I'm still like speculating over that weird Lady Noel's passive thing. But granted, it wouldn't really make sense that that's happening for the other difficulties, but not this one. But I think it is because I guess I'll wait till I show the calculator. Or actually, I can switch over to it now while this run is going. Oh, I'll let the run finish. 12 turns left. Already at 30 mil. Looking like it's definitely going to be a lot better than my previous 2 keys. I think my current best key is 39 mil. I think that was on a Magic Affinity. We do have Sir Nicholas in Fanatic in a Toxic set. Diana's just built for damage. Lady Noel is just, had to reach speed ranges. Got as much damage as I could out of her. And I already explained the Mythos build earlier. Yep. If everything's running right, there should almost always have, well, not almost, they should always have an unkillable buff up by the time the CB is doing an attack. And Lady Noel should be going last. I think this time around we didn't get as many poison set procs. We're still missing a bit of masteries. I think I won't be able to get the Master Hexer. I think the mastery is called, the one that extends debuffs. I won't be able to get it on Sir Nicholas, but I should be able to get it. But no, maybe I won't be able to get it on Fnatic either. Or then I take the one that gives me extra accuracy. Not too sure. I guess I could switch around Sir Nicholas masteries. Like right now, I think I gave him the one where he gives more shield, which I should probably just change and give him the exalted one, and then just go down to accuracy tree, which kind of sucks. But do that just so we can get the Master Hexer, so we can put up some 3-turn poisons. That's gonna do the same thing for Fnatic, just to get some more damage out. I mean, even though we're already still pretty much in the clear. And full auto compared to before, it's full auto from the start. I don't have to press anything. because it's 2 keys, I can chill doing 3 keys each day. Like if I can fix the nightmare issue, it'll like I definitely can 1 key nightmare with this team. Or, all void of affinity, so I don't have to worry about any weak hits. Just all a little bit of RNG because we don't have her crit cap. She's a bit low in accuracy right now, so she might not always place her smite debuff either. But yep, 39.18 mil. Got 10 mil coming in from Diana, 6.7 mil from Noelle, 9 mil from Fnatic, 4.5 from Demitha, 8.5 from Sir Nicholas. And if I decided to manual a bit and use Fnatic to have cleanse Diana, we would have one, because if we change this around, we would probably lose as many turns, a couple turns from having increased attack, because when he uses his skill, like 2 champion turns later, it's Demitha's turn and she extends the increased attack, so it lasts up, so it's up longer during the entire fight, and 4 attack champions. But instead of that, it would be better to have Diana taking as many turns as possible, potentially getting a reset from a cycle of magic, and activating her ally attack skill again. But yeah, not too bad there. Let's jump over to the Dead with Jedi page. Alrighty, here we are, back on the Dead with Jedi page. See, we popped up champions that we're using up over here in the calculator. We got Demitha, Lady Noelle, Fnatic, Sir Nicholas, Diana. See here that we got the 3-turn cooldown. I think even if what will make this awkward, I guess, is in my case, I got literally extremely lucky to get this cooldown here. Oh wait, there we go. And gotta fix that, of course. You need to make sure he prioritizes A2 so it syncs up, so where he always uses A2, then leads into the A3. And the part before where I was talking about when you can have him occasionally cleanse the stun off of Diana, is you delay the A2 for 2 turns. Wait, excuse me. You don't need to delay the A2 actually. Excuse me. But you delay the A3, him using the A3 for 4 turns. So by the time like you get to here, so you would A2, A1 with Fnatic, then you just let it run on auto because of the team setup. He'll use A2 again, and then right after Diana gets stunned, he'll cleanse it here. He won't be able to cleanse it here, but then he'll cleanse it again. So you'll be able to get a few extra turns out of your DPS champion if you decide to use Fnatic. Obviously, it's not recommended. You got to get extremely lucky on not booking his A3, which only takes 1 wrong book. And I don't believe you would be able to have the same results with having this like completely unbooked either. Yeah, because it would throw it off. I think it would need to be an odd number. I'd have to do some testing there, but in my case, that's what I'm using. I have a 3-turn cooldown here, and that's what's been working for me. Alrighty, wrap things up here. If you have any questions, or you found a solution, or your team is working completely fine on all the difficulties, whether you're using, whatever, if Brogni or any other block debuff champions, please let me know. I'll link to Dead with Jedi's video and also the Dead with Jedi page. That's it's not my original idea or anything, so I don't want to take any credit there. Appreciate Dead with Jedi for coming up with the team. Made a big improvement for my account. I was a bit worried at first because I was struggling to get it working, but I'm glad to have a better Ultra Nightmare team. Hopefully I can get it working for Nightmare soon. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day. Later.